Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Happy St. Patty's Day for all you wonderful people out there. I want to talk about healing crisis that I've had, and this was with the grapes. I love grapes, and I also love, well, the grapes and the lemons really pulled a lot of stuff out of me. And I didn't tell you guys, but back in November, that's when I first got into detoxification. I just started talking about it now because I see how important it is if you have a lot of issues that you want to work on naturally. And back in November, I decided to do a grape lemon detox. And the healing crisis is you think that, it's the fruit that's causing these headaches, cold, and like just such. What I experienced was just horrible, like pressure in my head, and it makes you want to stop because right away you think it's because of the fruit. And what the fruit's doing is the fruit is actually pulling out these acids out of you wherever you may have genetic weaknesses or wherever you may be carry most of your acids. And so a lot of it for me was in my head, like the pressure, as well as the female productive areas. So I did it for about a week and then I came off it. I wish I would have gone a bit longer, a bit, because I felt like I could have pulled a lot more out. But I think it's also good to keep in check because I also went through, like, not only are you going through a physical detox, but it's also mental and emotional. And so during this time, I didn't think that I would be having a lot of these emotional, deep emotions come out of me. And so anybody that's gone on a detox knows what I'm talking about. But for those that have never gone on a detox like this before, then you may not believe this, and that's okay. But everyone's experience may be different too. But for me, and the reason why we go with the grapes and the lemons is what Dr. Morse talks about a lot is they're high alkaline fruits. They have a lot of hydration, a lot of those live enzymes, and they're really astringent. So they're like powerful cleaners in the body. So any acids that you have from whether that's eating dairy or meat or fast food, processed foods, even though I was vegan or somewhat vegan, I still had a lot of acids from the breads and whatnot. So the grapes just started pulling out all this mucus and stuff. And, the healing crisis for me was like up and down. One minute I'd be feeling so good, so much energy from the fruit that I just felt like I could run a marathon. And then the next, I just couldn't get out of bed. And it was just like the pressure in my head. My nose was running. I felt like I had like a cold and just my sinuses, everything was just, it was painful in my head to the point where I wanted to stop. And what I did was I learned that you can slow it down by having some cooked veggies. And so I kind of did that to maintain balance. So I didn't, there's only so much pain you can take. So you kind of have to keep in check with your body to see how you're doing and not go too fast. And Dr. Morse talks about that a lot. He talks about ease it on the pedal, not just going, full into it unless you have like a chronic disease, because it puts a lot of pressure on your organs, on your lymph nodes and whatnot, because this all has to be released. So it can't all be released at the same time. You're going to feel it. And so I had mucus coming out from all openings, all opening. I know that's like TMI for some people, but hey, this is what this channel is all about, sharing and giving my experience on detoxification. And that's what needs to happen. These things that have been deep in your tissues need to come out. And so that's what I was working on. And once and just soreness, I just felt sore. My heart actually felt sore. And I think that stems from my grandma who has a pacemaker. So there's already that genetic weakness of the heart. And I felt it. I felt it. So you think of all these cells in you, they are, when they're given the right foods, they can become very powerful and they can work with you as opposed to working against you. So once you learn about detoxification and learn about alkaline foods and what they can do for you, it's really, really cool chemistry. And that's one thing that that's one thing that drew me to Dr. Morse, is because I believe, I know chemistry. I took it in university, and it doesn't take, a chemist or a biochemist to learn about these things. It's just very simple learning about alkaline and acids, and staying away from the meats and the dairy, which are highly acidic, as well as the processed foods, and going towards the opposite, which are the hydrating foods. And so that's what I did, and I tested it on myself, and what was coming out of me was unbelievable. What I was experiencing, the pains, and then the emotional detox, which I might talk about later. But I had a lot of dark emotions coming out, and that wasn't fun to deal with at all. So when most people talk about doing a detox, it's not just about like, oh, all of a sudden you're going to feel better. It's like you got to work through some of these deep things that you've been holding in subconsciously. You may not be aware of it, but you have to, those are those things that you're also detoxing out and addressing. And so I found myself apologizing to people that I may have done wrong, and just trying to get rid of some of these dark demons inside me. And so that wasn't really fun to deal with, but now I feel so much better because it's like off my conscience. And yeah, but it wasn't fun to deal with at all, because it was bringing things to light that I had to, deal with, and that can be very hard for some people. So that was my experience with detoxifying and the healing crisis that I went through. I'm going to talk more about this. I don't want to keep this video too long, but another powerhouse for detoxification are the watermelons. Those can pull a lot too. So basically, I like anytime I have any sort of symptom, whether that's acne or just not feeling that good, and anything that I want to fix or improve on, that's where I turn to the more alkaline, higher alkaline fruits. That's where I can pull these things out of me and really just clean out the body. So I've really grown to like is detoxification and working on my body. And most of us don't spend time working on ourselves, so it's nice to take some time out and really focus on giving your body health and getting through some of the damage that we may have done through the years. And for me, that's skin cancer, one of my biggest things, as well as digestive issues and female reproductive issues. So I'm working through all that, and skin and adrenals as well, and probably pituitary and thyroid. So I got a lot of work ahead of me, and it's a journey. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, and I'm trying to be patient. And that's the biggest thing, is having some patience. And I think a lot of people just want, a quick fix, quick pill, and you just want to see results right away. But these things can take some time, and you just have to be patient and trust that the fruit is giving you the nutrients, the hydration that you need. And yeah, just look at it as a journey, And that's what I'm looking at it as. So if you're going through the same thing, I'm here with you. And, you may be going through some ups and downs, and you may need to find some balance. So that is okay. And just enjoy your fruit and your vegetables and enjoy getting healthy. It should be a fun journey. There are some challenges, but you can get through them. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I hope you have a beautiful evening or day wherever you are. Cheers.